Okay, group, students, good morning. Open page 58 of your workbook and answer the exercises 15 to 20. What do the students would do? Well, they would answer in workbook pages 58.
No, they will be like, what?
Exactly. They will actually do it because you're the teacher, you know, it's mandatory. But now see the difference. Same Juanito Perez walking into a classroom, the teacher, and says, hey, good morning, how are you? Tell me, Silvia, what is your favorite place for vacations? Ah, pues, hi, teacher, I like the beach. Ah, very good. And the beach you can swim, you can jog, you can walk in the sand. Silvano, what is your favorite place for vacations? Ah, I like the woods. Ah, very good, because in the mountain you can hike, you can run, and so forth. 3 or 4 students, and then like, okay, so in page 58, you're going to read about a person that his favorite place, and then answer exercises 15 to 20. Same instructions? Yes or no? Answer in the workbook, page 58, exercises 15 to 20, same instructions, different approach, different warm-up. In the second one, how would your students feel?
More confident.
More confident, very good. Maybe maybe involved in the conversation. Maybe more motivated to learn. Maybe more an expectation of what it is about the questions of 15 to 20. So when they do it, they will do it like Evelyn said, they will be ready to do some exercises, okay? So can you read point number A, Gina?
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
Can
point
you
number
repeat the
A,
question,
letter
please?
A, although it's short.
Oh, although it's short, it is very important since it motivates your students to learn.
Very good. B, Alanis.
It changes their mind from Spanish to English.
Yes, very important. Very, very important. When I was teaching in Carlos Darwin, Evelyn, I taught from 7 in the morning to 7:50 Spanish. And then the same group, 8 to 8:50 English. Way different. Same students, very different. C, Diego.
Okay, the Z says, in case of vertical conjugations.
Very good. So D, Alanis.
No more than 8 minutes.
Yeah, no more than 8 minutes. E, who's Daniela?
Letter D.
E. E de estoy bien guapo.
With not much vocabulary.
Very good. Not much, a lot of vocabulary. No need to be the choro. And finally, F, very important, is the April. F.
Recycle past topics.
Recycle past topics. In the warm-up, and this is a rule, in a warm-up, you will not teach new stuff. Simple as that. Don't teach new stuff because their mind, they're not ready to learn. You're just switching the switch from English or from Spanish to English. So what are the activities? The first activity for warm-up, the very, very first activity for warm-up, and the best and the favorite one for all warm-ups is eliciting. What is eliciting? Any ideas what is eliciting?
Not actually.
No, eliciting is asking questions. Asking questions to know a common topic. Example, you're teaching future will, your future will or possibilities, okay? So Daniela, I walk in the classroom and you're my students and I say, Daniela, hello guys, Daniela, tell me, how do you picture yourself in 5 years?
Okay, I am going to answer all the idea in future. I'm going to tell you that maybe I will work.
Parenthesis, you're not supposed to know, maybe I will. You can say, oh, okay, I think I'm going to have, I don't know. But you're not supposed to know will.
Okay. I will work in Querétaro City because I want to go there. I want to live there, and maybe I am going to stay in a beautiful relationship.
Okay.
And I think that I will living in a pretty house. And okay. I want to stay happy with my family there.
Okay. So Alanis, what do you Alanis, how do you picture yourself in 5 years? Please don't say Mary, please don't say Mary, please don't say Mary.
No. Stop there. No, maybe in 5 years, I want to finish my master degree, and maybe working in, I don't know, in USA or Europe.
Okay.
And what else? Well, living by myself, and maybe, well, not maybe, I hope be still with my boyfriend and be working together.
Okay. Evelyn, how do you picture yourself in 5 years?
I'm not sure, probably still teaching and maybe learning more with my business bigger and better. Not sure, maybe here, maybe in United States or in Canada.
Okay, very good. And so forth. So I ask 3 or 4 students. That is eliciting. I'm asking the same question to know or to elicit the same information from a group of people. That's eliciting. And that is the best for warming up. And let me tell you why. Because I'm going to use your information through my class. I'm going to use your desires, like Daniela having, boyfriend, Alanis finishing the master, Evelyn, Mary with 6 children. Well, then I will use your same information to build up my own activities in the class. So that's why eliciting is the best for warming up, because I know your interests, I know what you are motivated by, so then I would use that to motivate you during my class.
Can I say something?
Yes, Diego.
Well, it's like a filter between between what is going to be interesting to your students and what is not going to be interesting.
Exactly. Simple as that. Very good. Okay. So you can do another activities like watching part of a movie or making a dialogue to a movie. Like, for example, you play a 2-minute clip from Mr. Bean and what they're saying. You can do a lot of things. Eliciting is the best one because you use the same information through your class. Okay, once you have finished the warm-up, then you move up to the vocabulary. Our students need to learn new words. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, so point number A, can you read it? Who's online? Blanca, are you there? No. Yes. Oh, Diego Rodriguez is here too. Hello, Diego. But Blanca, do number 8, our letter A.
Should be less than 5, but no more than 7.
Very good. So it shouldn't be less than 5 words, no more than 7 words. Why? Because if it's less than 5 minutes, your brain is marvelous. Your brain will say it's not important enough, so it won't register. But if it's more than 7 words, your brain is like, oh, that's too much, dude. So 5 to 7 is the number, the adequate number for learning new vocabulary in a 60-minute class. Ojo, 60-minute class. Because if you have your student's book with a teacher's book, it has 25 different words for 1 unit. That's impossible to teach in 1 class. Don't do that. It's stupid, actually. What you need to do is segregate the 25 new words into 5 to 7 words each 60-minute class, okay? Next one, Alanis. B.
It should be presented with mechanical drills. A, oral repetition for pronunciation. B, semi-mechanical, a game or an activity. And C, critical. When do they use them in their lives?
Very good. So we're going to have, we're going to mention a lot these drills, okay? We're going to call it during our classes. Excuse me, not this one. These drills, we're going to call it the 3 Ds, okay? The 3 Ds, or the mechanical. Mamba. Sorry, if you listen to a dog barking, is my baby, that's requiring attention from me. But I'm gonna move it to another place. Okay, so the 3 Ds. We're going to start with mechanical. Okay, sorry. Mechanical. This is mechanical. This is semi-mechanical, and this is, we're going to call it critical thinking. Very important for you to memorize this through this course and through your teaching, your daily teaching activities. In all your life, in all of your lives, you need this to memorize something. And we know this by heart. April, when your mother said to you, go to the store y tráete un kilo de huevo y dos, when you were little, un kilo de huevo y un galón de leche y tráete un kilo de tortillas. And then April goes walking, it's like un kilo de leche. Yeah. That is mechanical. She's repeating, it is mechanical because she is registering whatever her mom said. Okay? Then, when you walk into a store and then you repeat whatever your mom said to you, you are looking at the items, yes or no? So it's a semi-mechanical. It's a semi-mechanical because you're matching in a very primitive way. You're matching whatever you're registering to the actual items in the store. So you grab them, and then you put it in the counter, and then you're like, how much is it? And then in your mind, estás diciendo, pues el kilo de tortillas cuesta 14, el kilo de huevos cuesta un huevo, y cuesta un chorro, blah, 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 blah. So you're doing the maths. That's critical thinking. I'm giving you a very primitive example in how these 3 drills work in your life. Same happens in an English classroom, okay? If you're teaching, for example, I don't know, vocabulary of future will. Same, let's keep with the same topic. Future will, okay, so possibility, maybe, perhaps, you give them a lot of words, or 5 to 7 words, and then you do them or repeat them. That's mechanical. Semi-mechanical, you give them a little bit chance to think, but not a lot. Example, okay, complete the sentence with the correct word. I blank in 5 years, in 5 years. So I, y tienes tres opciones. Think, walk, or speak. What is the most obvious answer? I blank in 5 years, ta-ra, ta-ra, ta-ra. How will you say? Think, walk, or speak?
Think.
Think, very good. It's obvious. So it's semi-mechanical. Now, once you have repeat the activity, the new word, then you start using it in a very easy environment. Then critical thinking is like, okay, complete a sentence. I blank, or I think in 5 years, blank. That will be critical thinking, because then you have to give your own answer. You need to apply the new word, using the new word to your own answer. I think in 5 years, blank. I think in 5 years, I will have a Ferrari. I think in 5 years, blank. I think in 5 years, I will have a new puck. I don't know. See? See, am I going too fast? Or it's okay? Okay, so we see the difference with the mechanical, semi-mechanical, and critical thinking. Repeat, or let me repeat it. Mechanical is where the students don't think. They just mechanically repeating the answer. Semi-mechanical is where students start using or answering activities where students don't need to think a lot, but they start using it. And critical thinking, they use the new words in their own application. Okay, we're going to elaborate a little bit more in this regard. Next letter C, then, no, Gina.
No more than 8 minutes.
No more than 8 minutes. It's a lot of time for 8 minutes, maybe 5, 6, no more than 8 minutes. Letter D, Blanca.
It should remain visible to your students.
Very good. Should remain visible to your students. Very important, because you need to point to those. And most importantly, letter E, visual aids. If you're teaching future will and you're teaching dreams or possibilities, you will have a nice car as a visual aid. I would think I will have a Ferrari or, you know, a master's degree, whatever. But very important to have visual aids. Why, Fanny?
So they could like identify the word with the image, with the.
Exactly. If you are watching Brad Pitt and then you see Teacher Gerson, well, that you actually related to it, right? Well, maybe. Just kidding. But yeah, if you have a lot of visual aids, specifically for the vocabulary, students will be easier for them to remember. Now, this is something that I need you to be more picky on it. For some reason, in the mystery of humankind, teachers draw on the board to present vocabulary. Don't do that. Really, I mean, I understand old school. It was very difficult to go to the library. It was very difficult to print. Dude, really, it's not difficult anymore, right? Don't draw them. You lose time. Print them out. Don't want to print it out because you're paperless and eco-friendly, blah, blah, blah. Send a WhatsApp with the images. Okay, guys, I just sent you 5 images about different places to visit. There's no excuse. But for the love of God, don't spend out of those 8 minutes for your presentation, 4 minutes drawing. That's really stupid. Okay, next one. Main presentation. This is the strongest part of our class. In other words, what do you want your students to learn? If it is a grammar point, is it a reading? Is it a video class? Something that you want your students to take home. And it's about 25 minutes each. And we're going to have, listen to this, it's a very, very interesting thing. We're going to have a mini class in the main presentation. A mini class, and I'll explain why. So you will divide, let me see. I'm still working on the, okay, you will divide the 25 minutes into these 4 parts. The part 1, vocabulary, warm-up, vocabulary, the presentation, and the consolidation. Okay, let's talk about each one of those. The warm-up, can you read it? Diego. Diego Escalona.
Rodriguez.
Diego Escalona.
The warm-up, okay. The warm-up says, warm-up, a warm-up about the communicative function for the presentation. Example, if you're pointing present perfect, you may use hobbies and habits. When are they going to use it in life?
Very good.
When, I'm sorry, when are they going to use it in life?
Thank you. I think your mistake, this is a typo, this is. This is, eh? Okay, it's a typo. So a warm-up about the topic that you want to talk about. Remember the functions last week? Well, hobbies and habits. Present perfect. Let's talk about it. Evelyn, can you define present perfect? Your audio. I don't. We can listen to you. Just kidding. I'll just be giving you a hard time, eh? ¿No puedes? No worries, don't worry. No, no te preocupes, no te pongas nerviosa. I mean, I will expect, no, I'm sorry, I'm very sarcastic, okay? Okay, so let's change. Diego Rodriguez, would you define present perfect? Are you there, Diego?
Yes, thank you, teacher. I can define it like something happened now. Simple.
Okay, okay. April, would you give the same description or different one?
It will be a completely different one. It's something that is starting in the past and it has a result in the present.
Okay, very book-like definition, April. Okay, both definitions were okay. Now let me ask you something, Alanis. You listen to April's and Diego's definition, right? Oh, Alanis is gone, right?
No, aquí estoy.
Okay, did you listen to them?
Yes.
Okay, was it easy to understand?
Yes.
Okay, let me paraphrase it for you. You as a student, was it easy to understand what present perfect is?
No.
No. It's
maybe with an example.
Exactly, it's a very book-like definition.
Yes.
If you given a definition from the dictionary, students will be lost. Okay, so you need to give them communicative function. So present perfect, like April and Diego said, is an action in the past until now and is blah, 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 blah. So hobbies and habits, it's a very good example of a present perfect. Example, tell me, Daniela, are you there? Yes. Daniela, tell me a bad habit of yours.
A bad?
Yeah, I mean, we know that you're very matadita, so your good habits, we know a lot of your good habits, but
maybe a bad habit is eating all the day.
Okay.
Or
Ouch.
I think so that is it all the day here in my house.
Okay, so it's a bad habit. Okay, eat all day. Let me ask you something, Daniela. Was it the first time? I mean, all your life has been the same thing for you?
No.
Have you eaten all day, all your life?
No.
So you're talking only in the quarantena?
Yes.
Okay, so look at the board. We're talking a timeline. This is Daniela. Day 1. And this is no sé cuántos meses. 3 months de cuarentena, no sé cuántos meses llevamos. ¿Sí?
Yes.
And it says eat all day. So Daniela started here, yes or no? And continues March, April, May, and continues through the quarantine, yes or no? Okay, so this is present perfect. Daniela has eaten all day in the quarantine. Now, Alanis, you as a student, was it easy to understand present perfect?
Yeah, better.
It's easier, no? It's an action that started in the past and continue up to now. Oh yeah, that definition is book-like. That definition students will actually be lost. But now if you refer it to a function, it's easier. Okay? Let's do another example. Sophie, give me a hobby of yours. A weird hobby.
I love reading.
A
new hobby?
A weird hobby.
A weird habit. A weird habit?
Yeah. Weird habit of yours.
I don't like, sleeping or watching the doors of anywhere open.
Okay, so you need to be indoor, like really, really indoor? That's what you mean?
Well, like for the closets or the cabinets and the kitchen, I can't stand when they're open.
Okay. Okay, so it has been the all your life, it has been the same way?
For all my life.
Okay, so this is day 1. This is Sophie, and this is May 26, 2020, right? This, when she started, remember it, let's say 9 years old, started here. She continues closing the closet to sleep all her life, when she was 15, when she was 20, when she was, I don't know, how old are you?
29.
29, 20, 25, 29, and she continues. So it's an action that started here and continues up to now. So Sophie has closed her closet before sleeping all her life.
Actually, at any time, because I can't stand it.
Okay, see, that is talk, but that's a different story.
I know.
Anyways,
I know.
It's a different story now, but see the difference? When you're given a function, it's easier to explain a grammar tense. Okay, yes. So we said that the warm-up is to have an examples of the function. Then the vocabulary. Like for example, close cabinets, close the closet door. In the case of, who was it? Stephanie, no, who answered it? No, who was it, the first one? Daniela, thank you, Alpro. Daniela, about watching porn all night, or different story, and so forth. And then the main presentation you do, and this is what we come to the core of today's class, the mechanical drills, the semi-mechanical, and the critical thinking. So I would still have, check this out, Sophie, example, Daniela, example, has, and so forth. So having this on the board, having this as a warm-up and as a vocabulary, then I can do a mechanical drill using this information. Something like this. Okay, Diego Escalona. So following Sophie's example, Sophie has and Daniela has, tell me a good habit or you. When do you start it, and continue today?
Talking about a good habit of me?
Yes.
Okay. For example, I'm a, how would you call it? An autodidact person is well said.
A good person? What?
Autodidact. I don't know how does it spell in English. A person who studies by itself.
You mean like fitness thing?
No. For example,
self-taught.
Oh, self-taught.
Oh, thank you so much for the meaning. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm being self-taught, and always wanting to learn new languages. My goal nowadays is Japanese.
Okay, so when was the first time you started, teaching yourself?
I will say that when I was a child, because I also had two classes with a teacher, with a private teacher. Most of the developing my understanding was through my own study. Yeah, by studying by myself, by being self-taught, because I was always looking for content to watch and a lot of reading. So mostly the most, how to say it, you learn better through your own study, but through yourself. And I'm not gonna say that being in a class is not useful, because it develops you a lot of information. But if you wanna develop like a better grade, or you wanna like take a more how to say it, the more you study by yourself, the more you're on the language that you want to.
Okay, so follow me in this one. Follow me in this one. I
studied since I was 12.
I have hold on. Self-study since blah, blah, blah. That is semi-mechanical. Excuse me. That is semi-mechanical, because now you're using the same information. Evelyn, are you there now? No, okay. Alanis.
Yep.
Give me a, no. There you go. I
have studied management.
And so now Alanis knows what person perfect is. And then I would do 3 or 4 more examples, and then I would do a critical thinking. How would it do that? Okay, so Fanny, think in your best friend.
Of a thing?
Your best friend.
Yes.
Okay, what's her name or his name?
Erika.
Erika has, now tell me a hobby or a habit.
No, she likes.
So, parentheses, look at her face and her expressions. That's critical thinking. No, that's okay. That's critical thinking. That means that you're thinking. That's actually the point of it. Erika has.
She likes going to the gym.
Okay, she has gone to the gym since she was 10, 15, whatever. Okay. One more example just to verify what a thinking activity or thinking, critical thinking is. April, are you there? April? Yes,
Yes,
good.
I'm here.
Thinking your favorite person.
Do I have to tell you who is it?
Sorry?
Do I have to tell you who is it, or just I have to think?
No, thinking, no, real person. Remember, parentheses, what April has asked is actually the core of critical thinking. Critical thinking is real. It's from your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, excuse me, thinking your favorite person in the world. April?
Yeah.
Thinking your favorite person in the world. What is her name or his name? April?
Sorry, I think I'm having issues with my internet.
Okay, can you listen to me now?
But I can listen to you. I think you're the ones who aren't listening.
I'm the one? Hold
yeah,
on.
I think so.
Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Can you listen now? Can you listen now? No.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. So tell me the name of your favorite person in the world. Huh?
Miguel.
Miguel. Okay, so Miguel, have or has?
Has.
Has. Give me a hobby or a habit.
He sings a lot.
Has what?
He sing
has
a lot. He's
sing, that's correct.
Has sung, he sung.
Sang.
Sung.
Regular, right? It is a regular verb. Sang,
Yes.
right?
Sang.
So because the first word is in present, the second goes in
Yeah. Miguel has sung since when?
Since ever, forever.
Since ever, and so forth. Okay, so that's critical thinking, right? Okay, very good. So, and then finally, the consolidation. And this is normally a game or a role play, excuse me, but conversation. Something like, okay, so Diego Escalona and Diego Rodriguez are best friends ever, and they want to catch up in what they have done in the past 5 years. So talk. And then Diego is like, oh, I have won the lottery. And then the other Diego, oh, I have visited the beach. And the other Diego, I have, and so forth. And you practice the whatever you're teaching. In this case is present perfect.
So we do this activity?
No. It's just an example.
Okay.
It wasn't an example. Okay. Yes. Questions so far? Okay, good. And then finally, the follow-up or the consolidation. Here's where students apply whatever you have taught them. It could be It could be a role play, it could be a game, an interview, a class presentation, but this is always oral. And remember at the beginning of the class, we said that they need an evaluation. Okay, so normally you would have the evaluation done in the consolidation to see if your students actually got the point or not. Okay? Yes? No more than 10 minutes. All right. So now let's go back to, wait a minute. Let's go back to the other presentation. Can you see this? Can you see my screen?
Not, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so as a conclusion, even though the organization of a lesson plan usually varies according to the level and the scope of the course, it is important to integrate all four skills in order to enhance our students' understanding and acquisition of the language. Continue reading, Alanis.
And remember,
Mm-hmm.
I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand, I learn.
So when a student hears, that student will forget. When a student sees the activity, will remember, but it will be only mechanical, will not be able to produce. But when a student practices through the 3 drills and understands the activity and understands the point, that person will actually learn. Okay? So remember, the only way to do this is by having a class of 60 minutes. Okay? Okay, now let's do this. I'm going to divide the class into, let me see.